we actually have we have a special guest. Pulling on in for the final lap right here, and I may have to lean on y'all a little bit. Here is a gentleman that we have grown to admire, as he has been in multiple shows and multiple productions that we love. All right, some of which include things like Wonder Man, Hallelujah, which we saw him. But what we really loved is seeing him get ate up on Jurassic Park. I'm just playing homeboy, and we'd love to big him up for his bringing an authentic Haitian voice to some extremely pivotal roles. Even though the time isn't necessarily where we thought it was, he is showing up right when he needs to be. So if y'all would help me welcome to our platform for the first time and maybe not the last, the one and only Bechir Sylvain. What's going on, homeboy?
What they do. Thank you for the beautiful introduction. Thank you very much. I'm in LA, and there's something called alarms, and you forget about them sometimes. And when you don't set the alarms in LA time, you're like, oh, I'm good. I haven't heard the beep beep beep, so I'm good.
Sorry,
until you hear a vibration and you're like, wait a minute, what's this? Anyway, I profusely apologize. This is not a norm for me, so I first my apologies for my lateness, but I'm definitely happy to be here. I needed to be here. I mean, I did whatever I had to do, just come in to be present and be here for you guys, because I was excited to talk to you guys.
I appreciate that, man. And no pressure, man. We get it. If we had known you was on West Coast time, man, we could have probably arranged something a little more. Give you that snooze time.
No, I mean, it's usually not a problem. I'm telling you, it's just I forgot to hear the beep beep beep.
I feel you. I'm in the Bay Area. It's early. Okay. That coffee. My alarm was on point.
Yeah, man. You missed that one. It's a wrap.
Oh yeah. Then you're just dancing to the beat in your dream, like.
Exactly.
Well, check it out, man. Bechir, my name is Vince. This is my boy Ty. That's our homegirl Bree. We are so happy to have you here with us. We call ourselves the New Blurred Order. Bree is also a part of a group called Pink Riot, and we're really big on, especially a lot of the stuff that you help create. Let's start off, however, with the most recent project that's hit the small screen, big screen, but on a big way, which of course is your role in Marvel's Wonder Man, right? So I'm curious myself personally, just to go ahead and kick things off right quick, bro, with what they told you about the role. Like when you had to audition, did they say, look, we want Haitian man, we want the zuka, you know what I'm saying? Like, did they tell you like, they wanted the authenticity? They wanted everything. They wanted you to go to and talk the right way and all of those things? Or was it just like, hey, here's your canvas, paint it, just do it right?
I mean, they didn't tell me a lot. They were so secretive, man. There's a lot of stuff like they didn't tell us. I didn't know it was a superhero show, period. All I know, they said is Caribbean, right? From what I understood. And then I was just like, all right, well, Caribbean, I'm gonna make him Haitian, period. And then they were like, yeah, then they have some Creole words in there. And I was just like, oh, okay, that's not an issue. And so I did it, and then I remember being on set, not really knowing what this is about. It was just the scene. The scene that they auditioned me with was the scene at the theater when I'm talking about him being bullying, and then then the next scene was the part where we're eating and everything like that. And I tell them that quote that everybody's quoting now. It's like my Ben moment for Spider-Man, with great responsibility, with great power, that moment. So it was cool, but I still didn't know what it was, and I was super excited because anytime I get a chance to speak Creole, anytime I get a chance to really show my culture, I always take advantage of it. What was cool about it was when I read it, and I saw how light and fun he was, it reminded me of my dad. So I was like, I'm gonna use my dad for this one. You see, such a fun dude. I used to call him the Haitian Cliff Huxtable. So
Period.
that dude was, I mean, he had the same dance and everything. I mean, you name it, but he was just Haitian. So I was like, I'm picking that dude to make Sanford. And then later on, I remember the second time they invited me on set. That's when I found out that it was a superhero movie. And they're like, hey, you're playing the dad. Because I was like, okay, this was nice, this was cool, whatever. And they're like, no, I don't think you understand. You're playing his dad. And I was like, wait a minute. If I'm playing his dad and I'm Asian, that means he's Asian
too. Whoa! You thought you was making him Haitian. Yo,
you know what I'm saying? And from what I heard, the creators wanted him to be a first generation something. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know exactly what, and then they landed with Haiti, which I think was great timing, great, because we need it. We need the support. We need the hope. We need to show people a different side of us besides the same thing that we constantly keep hearing over and over and over again. And I'm glad that more films, more movies are allowing us to bring authenticity to it too, by hiring us, then you have to say nothing to me. they had a consultant, Jean-Élie, who actually helped with the whole show to make sure that, the Haitian culture was being shown. I didn't get no notes, that's for sure.
Let me ask you this: as an aficionado, and as I wish one of my homeboys bad tie, I think he's got to head out. So happy Valentine's, man! You enjoy the rest of your evening. But yeah, for you being an authentic Haitian man, like, are you watching some of the scenes and looking at it like, yeah, Haitians, this is right. You know what I'm saying? This is how we would do it. Specifically for the cookout scene. They wanted to show, in my opinion, the elaborate cultural element of the Haitian family. Coming from an actual Haitian family, are you able to kind of look and determine, hey, you know what, we need to put this over here? No, the rice needs to be black. And we gotta you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think literally I'm gonna get hated for this. But I feel like Haitians are the most critical people when it comes to our culture. It's not even, like they'll be like, you said this wrong. Oh my gosh. My first thing was, where's the food? I wanted to see the food. I was like, where's the sauce, man? I don't see nobody doing this. I'm like, like I heard maybe one I'm like, what's that? I heard one and I was like, okay, cool. That's good. But it was a lot of dope stuff that they did, like putting the drum. There was a thing about where you basically bring every, not every party, but usually when there's a big gathering, they have this big boom where you put stuff in there to send to Haiti. That was very kind of cool. Like, it was a lot of cool stuff. I mean, even the background music and the background conversation. And my favorite moment was when he was talking to his cousins, and the cousin was like, "Oh, okay, cool." They started speaking Creole. He's like, "You don't understand, right?" And showing the dynamics, because it's so complicated. Because we have, Haitians that speak Creole. There are Haitians that only understand it. There's Haitians that only speak French. They understand Creole, but they don't speak it. You know what I'm saying? There's so many layers to it. And they did a great job making sure that that they put those layers enough where if people have any complaints, they got a little bit of, everything. They got a little bit of somebody speaking full Creole. They have a little bit of the American Haitian and Asian Haitian, and you name it. You know what I'm saying? And what was so beautiful about it too, like, the freedom that they gave me. For example, I was telling them, I was like, I'm not calling them Simon. Like, it's Simon. It's not even it's about to do it. And they were like, I don't know, man. I think, can you do it both ways? And I was like, nah. Like, I think it's Simon. I'm like, I'll do it, but I'm just letting you know, in the Haitian culture, we wouldn't call them that. Especially me being first generation. I mean, being an immigrant. It's harder. It's harder when you're older especially if you've been calling him Simon your whole life. I could see his mother and his brother calling him Simon out of respect for him, especially for his career. He probably at one time probably was like, "My name is Simon, guys, not Simon," whatever it is. Right? but I wanted the authority as a father, and it's so subtle. Most people won't get it, but people that know.
Yeah,
there's a way your dad calls you that nobody else will call you, and I think with there's a certain way your family will call you a certain way that no one else has the balls to even trying to call you that. But if your mom or dad calls you that, you're like, oh, I gotta pay attention. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted that. I wanted just like, nah, Simon. So if there's anything later on in life, he knows that voice. So the universe is so crazy. So if he has a moment where he's fighting some enemy and he needs to hear a little bit of hope, all he needs to hear is Simon, and you'll be like, oh shoot, dad.
I love that. That goes to, and Bree, let me know if you want to jump in here. That goes to exactly what I was hoping. And honestly, for some reason, when I saw you on the screen and knew of your Haitian background, because it wasn't the first time I had seen you speak French. Hallelujah. So we'll get into that in a second. You know what I'm saying? But I was so, I don't know. It felt like I was like, okay, they're in good hands. Because sometimes when you get a depiction of a culture of which there's nobody of that culture involved, then you end up with misauthentic and some things that some people take away that aren't actually true. And it shows that you already corrected them because you're not he's Simon. Simon.
Yeah, and the subtle things like that won't share. Like just adding little things that I just appreciated Destin's trust in me, and so far, like a lot of directors, when I get a chance to represent my culture, they give me so much love and so much respect, and they're like, hey, you know better than I do, so you do you, and I'm like, good, because I'm gonna make it look good. And so far, from the 3 things I've done, it's really shown, and they see it now. They go, oh, okay. We need to listen to this man a little bit more.
Nice. Bree, did you have a question or anything?
Oh, no, I was just going to say I agree about, that intonation when it comes to like your father saying something, put a little bit of that ancestor energy behind it, like so that they're not playing and that it's a callback to who you are as a person. And I think you hit the nail on the head with that, honestly.
Thank you, Bree. Appreciate that.
I have a question. So just to kind of tap off a little bit about Wonder Man, because obviously Wonder Man's a little hot, fresh. It's still, it just came out not too long ago. But you, first of all, needless to say, you destroyed, you killed that role. I mean, there was literally no question as to whether because they could have hired a British man, no shade, out, but they could have did that thing where they try to, bring somebody from London over there, and then they come and just, hey, yo, all this like, yeah,
I'm coming after them too. Don't worry.
But yeah, for you to bring
about that, mate.
Yes.
He's got that accent too. So I'm curious, like, it was you as the father, but there was also the mother, all right, that had that was playing Haitian or whatnot. So I'm curious about like the interactivity within the cast and whatnot. Like, what was it like working with the Haitian family in the background? Tell me some of the tidbits, some of the juicy off-screen moments that you guys had a chance, some of which may have been uncomfortable, some of which may have just been hilarious.
Which was crazy is that they shot this so secretive. Like, we only shot our scenes and then we did all the pictures and stuff like that. Working with Little Simon was awesome. Like, that dude, man, I mean, he was so perfectly cast for this because, he was shy, but then we had to create some kind of camaraderie. What was really dope is that we got paid to go do an escape room just so we could connect.
Oh, nice.
Which was cool. Which was so awesome. I was like, what? Which automatically planted us as like, oh, okay, cool. We're already got the connection. I think we even started a handshake and all that stuff just so we could have that camaraderie. I didn't get a chance to play with my wife, and hopefully if they do a season 2, they'll show more flashbacks. I mean, they got to explain how I died, and they got to explain how he got his powers. So hopefully they bring me back. But from what I heard from Jean was saying that, you know, everybody took it so seriously because, you know, she's not Haitian native, but the seriousness of Yaya and is it Demetrius? No, it's not Demetrius. No, is it Demetrius who plays the brother? And the mother, the Yaya, and the brother, they all took it so seriously to make sure that it was, you know, authentic. They kept asking Jean questions and making sure that, you know, what they're saying makes sense, and, you know, really wanted to do it. Because, you know, sometimes if you don't know, and it's intimidating, especially Creole, out of all the languages in the world, Creole is intimidating. I don't think people I don't think people understand how intimidating it is to try to like sound certain stuff, because like I said, our culture is so critical. You say one word wrong, it's like, oh, he's not Asian. No. It's like, oh, like, dang, dude. Like, if you don't put one O and you don't put the O, that's it. No, me say so, no.
Hey, yo, bear with me a second, because I've rarely had that opportunity to ask this, but I feel like you might be the right one to ask this. And literally, this just came to mind when you just said that. What is OO? Where does that come from?
Oh Lord!
Don't get me wrong. I love it. It's kind of, you know, it's kind of like my wife is from Kingston, right? She's from Jamaica, so I'm used to, you know, they suck the teeth like a real long.
Yeah.
So it's cultural things that just come with, like, and I'm wondering what's the origin story of OO?
OO is, if I were to look at the dictionary in Creole, it would literally say, it would literally say, OO means expressing any occasion, whether if it's surprise, sadness, humorous, or is basically describing the way that you feel within whatever event that happens to you. So, for example, if somebody comes up to you and be like, "Oh man, did you hear about what's his name? He got in a car accident." That's it already shows you like, oh shoot, this is cool. And then if something good happens, like, "Hey, did you hear Marie just won $1 million?" That's crazy. It's like, and then if you're in trouble, if you're like, you know, police pulled you over and they're like, boom, license registration, and you don't have it in there, like, so you can literally use it just to express yourself in any way, in any situation. The OO helps you out. Helps you out in any way. You can slow it down, you can speed it up. You know, it's beautiful. It's fluid.
Follow up. Is it exclusive to, like, if you heard some dude from Oklahoma say like, is it okay? Like, do you have to be
he might have a droplet of Haitian in his blood, because the fact that he said two, we'll be like, let me check this man. Where you from? Sir?
Oh man. They tried to tell you was
That's hilarious. I love how like different cultures have their versions of that, because I've experienced the Nigerian
Yeah.
And that's totally different. So like, thank you for putting us on to the
Oh yeah, I definitely learned today, and we're gonna put this on an actual definition. I'm gonna make a reel. I'm gonna make like a post. Like, the definition, the Merriam Baxter Dictionary defines it as when you get in the closet, and now I have the 3 different using a sentence. You want my license registration?
We know the situation right away.
That leads me into now. Listen, I don't want to downplay your many roles, okay? Because let's be clear, Mr. Bechir, you've been doing this a long time. Not long like old, but long like experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things about you too, is like you're in a good place. You can play a young teenage, well, maybe a middle-aged, a mid-teenage. You know what? You can play all ranges. You know, let me just say right there, like you're in a good range. All right, pops in one, son in another, it doesn't really matter. But of all of the projects, some of which, like I said, BMF and a whole many that we're familiar with, this Jurassic World project, to me, it feels like it's you before you got to America, or You know what I'm saying? There's a sense of authenticity there too. Like, do you tap into the same gene that you tapped into for Wonder Man, which is basically just like your kind of like just your roots? You know, it's like I get to play my roots and depict this man in the way. What were the? I know I'm asking a lot of questions at once, but did you tap into that same gene? And also, same question from Wonder Man. What were the notes? What did they give you with regard to details of the character that they wanted versus what it is that you gave the character after you became the character?
Oh man, Jurassic was cool, man. Like that changed my life in so many ways, you know, just to be able to not only be in a big franchise like this, but also work with some of the most incredible actors, you know, in the world. And then when I got the role, when I got the audition, it was only in French. They didn't say anything. And again, they were super secretive as well too. They only give me one scene to do. Oh, actually 2 scenes to do. One in the boat and the one where I dropped the bag. And that was me adding stuff. But and I just remember my manager hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, man, it speaks French. They speak French." I was like, "Oh yeah, I could do that. It's not a problem." But then I was just like, "Yo, let me just do it in Creole as well too, just in case." So I did it in 2 different languages, just so they could see the different options. And then I put my, you know, the Haitian humor in there, which worked beautifully. And then when I got it, I went to London and they were doing costumes. And I met, you know, everybody gets to meet with the director and all that stuff. And I talked to him and I was like, "Hey, man," and me, I do my research. Like I have like notes. When I tell you I got notes for all the characters that I do, like I have pictures, what kind of animal they would be, and like all the nerd acting kind of stuff. So for Leclerc, you know, I literally wrote like a whole. I mean, I'm talking about like from magazines he would have to, you know, everything. Like, you know, what he would look like, where to put stuff in there. It's not even fair. Like his parents, I had a whole story about his parents and stuff. And I go in. Right? So I was like, "Hey man, you know, I was thinking if, you know, I sent all this to him. And then I was like, "Hey, I was thinking maybe he could be Haitian." And they were like, "Okay, well, let's go talk." He was like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna ask Steven and we're gonna ask whatever." And I was like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Oh, Steven Spielberg." And I was like, "What?" he was like, "Yeah, he has to prove it." I was like, "What do you mean?" Wait a minute. He's like, "Yeah, he handpicked you guys." And I was like, "What are you talking about? This is crazy." So so I got the approval from him, and I got the approval from Universal to change it to Haitian, which was great. And then I was like, "All right, give me a bracelet." And I was like, "Yo, give me certain things to make sure that I'm good." And also, I wanted to make sure that it was French-speaking Haitian because I did BMF already, and what else did I do? And I already shot Wonder Man. And so one aspect that people that I feel like don't understand, I'm like, "Hey, Creole and French is totally different." It's like Portuguese and Italian. It's like they might sound the same, but they're not the same. It might have certain words that you like, "Oh yeah, bonjour," no, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be like, "Oh, okay, cool, I get it." So I wanted to make sure that people understood, like, yo, Haitian people speak French and not just patois or a broken down French, like French. So I was excited about that too. So when I got that chance, man, when I got the okay, I was just like, man, this is good, because especially around that time, Haiti was going through so much, and it felt like I was like, look, man, if anything, it'd be dope to have us in that world and to bring a little hope and let people know, like, you know, it is possible. Because I grew up never seeing us, you know what I'm saying? I remember, I don't forget how old I was when Bad Boys 2 came out. And then I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed, bro. I was like, man, you know, and I came to this country when I was 13. And the entire time I was here, I never saw us. I never heard us. And then I grew up watching American TV in Haiti, but all in French. So if you were black, I thought you spoke French. So I thought Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was Haitian. I thought the Cosby Show was for Haitian. I thought all of them were Haitian, especially Cliff Huxtable. I was like, oh, that's my dad. That's you can't make it more Haitian than that. And then to find out that it was all Americans, and I was like, oh, all right, well. So I got excited.
Hold on, wait. Hold on, let me stop you right there. So it's dubbed, right? Isn't it?
Yeah,
dubbed?
it's dubbed. I'm a kid. I'm 13. Like, I don't know. I don't know anything. You know, I'm just this is my intro to life. You know what I'm saying? My first.
Wait, so you have to tell us what that was like. Like, when was the first time you heard the Cosby Show in English?
Weirdest thing. It was so weird, especially like hearing everybody else's real voice. Like some of them I didn't like. Like I couldn't stand Will's voice, and I was like, "Why does he sound like that?" Like it just sounded weird. And the only person that impressed the hell out of me, and I got to give it up to whoever French person that was doing Cliff Huxtable, is that dude. Because that dude had the whole "voulez-vous coucher?" I was like, yo, this dude dedicated his life to do this correct. Because the French, I mean, when you dub, it's so different. But that dude was committed. that dude was committed. And I'm very happy for him, because that was a smooth transition. Yo. But everybody else, man, I was definitely hurt, because I was like, why did it sound like that? This is weird. I say by the bell, Zach Morris. I was like, ugh, like that sounds weird.
Like, what is that?
Not knowing.
So we ain't gonna just let him just get by with giving us that. Did you see Haitian Heathcliff? Did you see him?
Yeah, the full line.
Oh, it's a new child. Sandra. What?
Exactly. So, you know,
wait, we're also just not going to let you breeze past this interaction, you know what I'm saying, with making the notes. I'm like, not you had your whole Wonder Man moment when you were preparing for Jurassic Park. Like, what you were saying that you have all this stuff that you do to like curate your craft so that your character is well-rounded. And that's exactly what we were watching in Wonder Man. What was that like, having to like build that up and then get your notes approved? Like, you mentioned that you did it, but you didn't say what that looked like afterwards.
No, and that's what's cool about it, about what we do, man. I mean, I do look at it as a job. This ain't a mistake. I think there is a craft. I think there is a structure and a system to it, you know, even though sometimes, and some people say, nah, it's just, you know, I just show up and I do my thing. And I'm like, that's cool. But me, I'm a craftsman, you know. I like, you know, and also I was an athlete as well too. So I like structure. I like knowing that I could get better. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You could always get better. You never arrive as an artist. So to be able to like try these things and then also finding the environment that allows you to try these things, you know, it's pretty cool. Like both for Jurassic and Wonder Man, you know, all the things that I would ask, and like that first scene in Wonder Man, you know, like that first scene where Simon is like, you know, what about if my character doesn't say this and like it's so mean, it's not even funny. It's like it was the most scariest thing to watch. I was sitting there and I was like, I think I'm Simon, y'all. Like,
exactly.
I was like, this is literally me. Like, I mean, because I break it down to a T, like to the point where it's like, and you know, and sometimes I'll push my luck. You know, I'll be like, hey man, you know, I was thinking. And
they hit you with the like, maybe not. But it sounds like it's been working for you, because for you to just lean and be like, I'm making this Haitian, and then that worked out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, and it's pretty dope when you see it, and when you see your choices being made, and people going, you know, oh cool, this is great, this is awesome, definitely. What else do you have, or just open to it? And also they see that, like one of the things that Garrett told me was, Garrett Edwards for Jurassic, he told me, he was like, what I loved about you, Bechir, was the fact that you were trying to move the story forward. You weren't adding things just to add things. You were just literally like, I'm thinking, because this is how I'm thinking. I always think about the story. I'm always thinking about my character and how do I serve this moment? How do I make sure that the story in whole makes sense? So when you see it, whether if it's a big roll or not, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna put something in there that's gonna make it like, wow, I didn't think about that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So I love that part. I love watching, you know, making choices and stuff and seeing it being made. And, you know, like one of my major one of my major pet peeves is when people don't eat food in movies.
Say that.
I can't stand it. It drives me nuts.
Right.
And I remember they were like, yeah, we're gonna give you a burger, we're gonna do this, but you can't eat it. And I was like, what do you mean?
She's gonna sit there.
I was like, why are we in a burger place? And I can't eat a burger. I was like, fine. And so the fries, because I was like, fries is continuity. You could always change fries.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's because a lot of people did for continuity, because sometimes, you know, then they have to replace the burger to make sure that it looks the same. How many bites did you buy? Because when they do a second take, you got to make sure the burger's the same. And I'm like, yeah, but there's ways to do it, and there's ways to be smart about it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fries are easy to have continuity. So it doesn't matter how many fries you eat, you know, you still be able to do that. So it's always like, it's the little stuff like that when people allow me to play, because I know they were like, oh, he's eating it. You know? but I'm smart enough of an actor to know when I ate, what hand I was holding it with. Like I track everything. It's like a puzzle to me. So they're always all surprised when they're like, all right, we're gonna do another angle. Do you remember? And I was like, the script supervisor comes in, he's like, so you had, I was like, yeah, I had to find this hand, boom, 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 and I put it in there, and then they're like, oh.
Yeah, you're like, I'm not new to this, I'm new to this. It's handled, period.
I love that, man. And I love how, like, in this project, you know, you just learned that it was an actual biography about you. Like
no, for real. Like my manager was with me, man. He was seeing tears in my eyes, because I was like, I was literally looking at it, I was like, yo, this is I'm saying. Like, he was like, yo, I was like, I don't know what else to tell you. That this is literally what I go through every day. This is crazy.
Can I ask you something about that real quick? So you noticed that in your biography, Wonder Man, where your son gets a bunch of roles to play, we did notice that he had trouble with that, right? Like, you know, he was let go, spoiler alert, of one of the projects he was on. So does this type of thing creep into your realm as well? Do you overexert energy to the point where it could be, or maybe have you learned in certain instances that you got to dial it back a little bit, or how do you balance that?
No, I mean, the thing that's hard is you don't know why you're getting a no. You know what I'm saying? It could be so many reasons. You know, I mean, that those moments that happen with the first scene, I could see that. I don't push it to that level. I don't go to the point where I'm making people change the lighting and everything like that. You know, but at the same time, you know, it is heartbreaking when somebody busts their butt and work, and then suddenly you see, you know, you watch the show and then you're cut. That happens a lot. Luckily enough, that I think that happened to me like one time where my scene got cut, and it wasn't because I was over, you know, doing it. It just didn't make it. Actually didn't even get to shoot it. And it was, oh man, this is a crazy story. So this is a crazy story because it's gonna, like, I didn't find out till after Jurassic was done. So I get casted for my first big blockbuster. And it was Godzilla. And I was like, what? This is crazy. And it was with Bryan Cranston, and it was like right after Breaking Bad. And it was a small moment. I mean, this is the beginning of my career. This is like over 10 years ago. Right? So I'm like excited, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm about to be in Godzilla, nigga, let's go. And it was a dope scene. And it was a dope scene. And it was like a very quick moment where they were in the train station, and one of the main characters is like in the train, and then the whole thing started shaking. We were at Universal. The whole thing started shaking and stuff, and then she's like looks at a family, and I'm here with my son, and I'm trying to basically, you know, be brave for my son, but I'm looking at her, And she's looking at me like, oh my God, we don't know what's going to happen. And I was like, whatever. And then, the monster comes in and then she gets us out and we run out. It was like a dope moment. I was like, oh, this is going to be cool. Like very, whatever. So I'm all ready. I come in and there was a night shoot. I'm all excited. And, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to play it like this, blah, blah, blah. We go down. We shoot her first because she's the star. We shoot it. Da, 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 and they're like, all right, cool. We're going to turn around. We're going to turn around and shoot you guys, blah, 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 stuff. And I'm already excited. And I'm like, yeah, man, I'm about to kill this. And then they're like, oh, shoot, we're running out of time. We're not going to be able to shoot it. And I was like, oh, yeah. And I was like, I'm like, but it's just a turnaround. You just literally need to turn the camera around. Like, come on, man. And I was hurt, but I was like, they were like, yeah, but the director wants to talk to you. And I was like, and then the director came up and he's like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's not you. It's not you. I just wanted to, just ran out of time, and at least you're going to be paid, and you'll have residuals. But I'll catch you in the next time. And I was like, oh man, that's so sweet. He's like, but great performance, everything was great. It's not you. I just want to make sure that you understand it's not you. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, well, whatever, man. And I remember talking about my wife at that time. I was, yeah, it was disappointing, but the director came to me and talked to me and said that it wasn't me, and I was all inspired about it. Why did I find out that was Garrett Edwards from Jurassic Park?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Literally, he was. But the thing is, both of us didn't remember this. The only reason why I remembered, after Jurassic, I came back home and I get a residual check. And it was like for $21 for Godzilla. And I was like, what? This is crazy. They're still paying me for this? This is insane. And then I was like, but then I remember he directed a Godzilla movie as well too, and also a Star Wars movie. And I was like, no. And I remember the guy was British, and I was like, no, it can't be him. And then I looked up and I looked up and I looked up and I was like, yo, it isn't, man. And then I hit him up and I was like, and I'm hitting him, I'm like, yo, do you remember this? And he's like, yeah, we were in Universal. And I was like, yes, remember you came to me? And he was like, holy crap. And I was like, the whole time we knew each other and we didn't.
That's
like,
awesome.
we waited till after to have this bond. You could have put me in more scenes, man. This is crazy.
That's right. Yo, first of all, that's a crazy story, just like you said, but it seems to have worked out. So that's awesome. Second of all, you ain't just gonna paint over the fact you just did a whole British accent to perfection. Did you? Okay, so that's the problem. It's like, all right, so cool. Listen, I only got but a couple more questions. I don't want to keep you all day. I want to respect your time.
It's all good. No, please, by me.
My man. So but we'll still be respectful. The questions I have right now are kind of, I just want to cap off a little bit more of the Jurassic World stuff, and that you did share a lot of scenes with Mahershala Ali. And I'm just curious, like, what that's like, because if I'm being honest, this whole entire Jurassic World movie was kind of like being in a Marvel movie almost. You had Black Widow in the movie, you got Cottonmouth, Glass Blade, you know what I'm saying? And so here you are with literally like a lot of Marvel characters in your wheelhouse, and one of them shares almost all these scenes with you where you like being hilarious. You were one of the funniest members of the cast. I mean, at least the character. I don't know if I told you that. Like, it really was hilarious. So, like, talk to us about the experience of working with the likes of Scarlett Johansson, working with the likes of Ali, and some of the other names that were in this star-studded cast.
I'll start it off like this. God is real, bro. That's all I'll say.
Amen.
God is real. And if you're not a believer, man, this definitely made sure of letting me know that God is constantly looking out for me, man. Because I would have never thought. We didn't find out Mahershala was in it until like a week in.
Oh, wow.
Because they were still trying to find who's going to play King K. Scarlett was in. I didn't meet her until we went to Thailand. And again, with my work, man, and also being in the game for as long as I have, I got no time to be nervous anymore. Somebody asked me that a while back, and they were like, "You get nervous?" I was like, it's game time. You know what I'm saying? And that's where the athlete part comes in, because I'm like, yo, I don't care who you are. I'm here to play. I'm here to show my skills. And it was dope, man, to be accepted, because it was intimidating. Imagine you're playing ball, and then, you know, you're seeing, you know, Jordan at his prime, you're seeing LeBron at his prime, you're seeing Larry Bird at his prime, you're seeing all these cats at their prime, and then you're looking around and you're part of their team. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, oh snap. And at first, yeah, I was like, and they all knew each other. They all, you know, they've all played in this level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there like, uh-oh. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this is insane, right? But the love that they showed me, man, Scarlett and Mahershala, I will forever look at him as a prince, bro. The way that he took care of us, all of us in a way as actors, where we, you know, my role didn't have that many, you know, dialogue, but the very little dialogues, or when we were screaming out certain things and everything like that, for him to stay behind and do the scenes with us regardless, because he was like, nah, you guys put in the time, I'm going to stay and give you guys your lines. And when, you know, when they turn around, he doesn't have to be there, but he stayed. And while he was sick, he still stayed and talked to us, man. I was just like, oh, you a real one. And Scarlett making sure that she took care of all of us in creating an environment. I call him the captain. Every time I see her, I'm like, what up, captain? Because she was the captain of the ship. She made sure that everybody was taken care of and felt comfortable, and created an environment so we became like family. So she would like take us out on our yacht. We ate dinners and all that stuff. And it was just like, wow, dude, like you really are a genuine, amazing person. And also like the one-on-ones that I've had with all of them, man. And to really see how they really are like humans. Because, you know, I never, you know, like, you have an idea. When I first met them, I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if they just stay in their trailer or their tent and never come out. Man, Scarlett would be eating with the crew. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, man. Like, it was nothing, man. And again, like Mahershala just constantly just being there and just showing love and being supportive, man. I remember where we were doing the scene where we're walking into the mangrove and the water's up to here and everything like that. And I guess he was looking, they were like, all right, Bechir, we want you to come in. We just want you to come in here and just go this way. I was like, all right. And then Mahershala was like, man, you got such presence on screen, man. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I'm like, I was like, there's 2 Oscar nominated. That's the one that told me that I got presents. I made it, Joe.
Oh man, I thought it would be like, say that one more time.
What was so beautiful more than anything else, man? Because me, I get inspired with music. Music is my thing. Like, if anybody's worked with me, you will hear my music blasting in either my trailer or in my little tent. And sometimes I think I took advantage of it a little too much. Because, you know, it was only 9 of us. So it's like, you know, when you're in single digits, you kind of want to flex a little bit, right? Even though there was 9 of us, you know, and I'm number 8, but it doesn't matter. But I'm like, I'm still in single digit, huh?
Right, we're still in here.
So I would play music. Like to motivate myself, and also like I'm really good at like assessing environment, especially when we're in an environment that we've been sitting there for so long, and it's hot. This is summer, and this is Thailand, this is Malta, and this is like hot, bro. Like, it's hot. and so sometimes I'll literally assess the situation, and I'll just put the music just loud enough so people could just groove to it. And then there's a video of me and Mahershala literally bobbing together, and we're just like listening to Tribe Called Quest and just right before we shoot, and to the point where it became the norm. They'll be like, all right, music off. Okay, you're ready.
Oh man,
I was like, yo, this is dope.
That's so dope.
I'm glad you
coming up.
That's cool as hell. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to speak over you, my friend.
Oh, no, it's all good.
But it's really cool to hear that y'all was listening to music and it was hip hop. I'm not gonna lie, my mind went to what was it? Was it Zook? Was it Zook? I was thinking it was gonna be like I can't sing Haitian music, but I'm sure there's a lot of cultural music that you probably could have brought to the set as well.
I played everything. I played everything from rock, from French music, you name it. I play it all. If it's a vibe, you're gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying?
You gonna catch it. I love that.
You're gonna catch it. You're gonna be like, oh shoot, this is dope. I've never heard this before. And I'll be like, well, it is. It's dope.
Let's get towards a couple. We've got a couple of questions from some of our viewers here that are curious about a couple things. I'm sorry, guys, I can't get to all of them, but there's a couple here that I can pick out. So here's one that I thought was interesting. This is a pretty good question, actually. Well, Bechir, how did you enjoy filming Black Summer? And why the cliffhanger ending? Will there be a season 3? I don't even know if you can. I don't know if you can.
Oh man, Black Summer. I think Black Summer is what really put me on the map as a serious / comedic actor. Because I got a really chance to it was a two-person hour movie in a sense. I mean, even though it was a show, each episode was an hour, and it was like an episode between me and one of my best friends. Actually, we got to work together. And there's a whole story about that, but I'm not going to waste time on that. But yeah, so working on that was so special because I got to work with somebody that's been in the same journey with me. And he booked this show, Black Summer, the first season, and he was one of the main characters, Justin Chu Carey, and it was incredible. I remember seeing him after. I was like, "Yo, you got a hit. That's it. That's it, man. You about to blow up, bro." And he's like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Man, if there's any, that show." And I was like, "Yo, if there's anything that comes up, let a brother know." Then he called me up and he was like, "Yo, man, second season, there's an episode where they're asking me who I want to work with. It's just me and another brother." And I was just like, oh. And I was like, yo, and for me, being an actor, for me, I'm like, oh man, tell him Don Cheeto, tell him Jeffrey. I was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking, I'm thinking for my boy, yo, if I had that chance of who I'm gonna work with, bruh, let's go after the big dudes. And he was like, it's you, dummy. And I was like, oh. That's cool. And he's like, but it's not a guarantee. You have to audition, and if they like you, whatever. And I was like, say less. And so I was like, but I need you to be my reader so they could hear you, how we interact with each other.
Yeah, put some sauce on it.
Exactly. So I did it, and they loved it. They loved it, and everybody approved. The producers approved. Jamie King, she was one of the producers as well too. She approved, and it was beautiful, man. And it was such a fun experience because I really got to if you get a chance to go watch that episode, I think it's episode, I want to say it's called White Horse or something like that. I want to say it's episode 6, but I'm not sure. It's the second season. That really shows me in a totally different light where people literally after that episode, they were like, oh, this dude is something different. Because I got to be funny, I got to be serious, I got to do that. And then for the ending, the reason why they did it that way is because, well, yeah, the show's over now. So so the idea is my character real or in his head? My character is real in that world. Right. From the history that you see that we talk about, that really happened. But you don't know. After a while, if you look back at it, if you look at all the episodes, you're gonna realize, oh, there's a chance that he might not be real. And they do it very subtle. And I won't tell you how. You need to go watch it. Where you're gonna realize, oh, why is it that he doesn't? Oh, yeah. And so the idea was for season 3 is to go back when they were talking about possibly doing it, and which you never know, they might do it, is to go back to the beginning, because Black Summer, it started off right away. It started off like, bro, I was scared. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm so real, people just running and stuff. And I was like, yo, at least start me with something happened. They're like, no, it's already happened. And I was like, what? This is crazy. So the idea was to go back before when it all started, and then you get to see all the stuff. And they were definitely talking about, you know, Brathwaite being in there and showing, you know, what really happened and whether if I died or not, you know what I'm saying, which would have been dope, because then when you watch the second season, you'd be like, oh snap, he was dead.
Wow. I gotta say real quick, Black Summer is probably one of the best zombie iterations that's come out in the last few years. I mean, short of like 27 days later or whatever, 28 days later.
28 days, yeah. 28 days later.
If you haven't seen it, just let me sell you on it real quick. Just imagine like you the first scene, you're in the world, and it's like a one shot. Like there's no cutting away. Like it's first person. You're in the car. You're running from the it's very frightening. It's almost like watching it with VR goggles on, and you can't get away from it. Like you're like, oh, all right, let's run. Like what?
And what was great about it, you never knew who were the main characters. Like you'd be following one person. You'd be like, oh, okay, cool. I messed with this dude. Oh, snap. Okay. you're like, oh man, I was rooting for this cat. Like,
yeah, that's how it goes, man.
It was so exciting, and to see something, and then to keep it up in the second one as well too. I was like, wow, you guys are doing such a good job, because you know usually it drops in. And what I loved about it, what I tell, like, you know, not because I was in it, I was a fan of it before, because I was like, man, as much as, you know, you have The Walking Dead and all these other stuff, and I was like, man, this felt so real, because I'm like, in a times like this, ain't nobody got time to fall in love when zombies are trying to kill you, bro. Like ain't nobody got time to be romantic. I'm like, dude, some people trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? Like the grittiness of it is so dope. Yeah. It's like, oh man, it's almost animalistic, and you're seeing these people acting like animals, and even the regular people acting like animals as well too. And all these instincts are kicking in, which is kind of dope. A dope way to show it. Whereas, you know, no knock to the other ones. It's just sometimes I'm like, especially they got slow zombies. I'm like, man, come on now. Like,
right.
You got time to you know, have a whole, you know, soliloquy and talk, and then you're like, all right, we'll shoot them. Like, you have no time when you're being attacked the way that Black Summer did it, and it is such a great job with the characters. Definitely a must watch.
Absolutely. All right, my friend. Listen, we only got a couple more questions here, if that's okay.
Yes,
I've got
I
one.
had a question.
Oh, please. Hold on.
Okay, you mentioned earlier about the potential for a Wonder Man season 2, and then finding out what happened to you as his father. Like, in my mind, I just already made it up that he also had powers, and something happened with his powers. So, like, have you thought about this? Like, what are you putting out into the universe for potential season 2 so we can help?
Oh man, I'm gonna put what you just said. Yes. Please tweet about it. Tell them, write the writers and say, hey man, he should have some powers, y'all.
Yes.
He needs to have some powers. That would be amazing. I mean, you know, what's cool about it, my imagination is very, very wide, and I could come up with so many things. And I'm hoping, you know, either way, I know in the comic books, originally he was white, Wonder Man. So I know they're going outside of the norm of what the comic book says. Because in the comic book, apparently my character was, you know, abusive and very mean and all that stuff, and total opposite. So so who knows? But my dream is for it to be something like that, where, you know, my I'm just gonna say it. I want to be Dr. Voodoo, to be honest with you. That's the real
Wait,
deal.
now you're cooking.
If they can figure out to make Stanford Dr. Voodoo, man, I think they'll have the best Dr. Voodoo in the world.
Because he's Haitian.
Gosh.
Right?
He's
like
definitely
Haitian. From Haiti.
Good, though.
Dr. Voodoo operates in the afterlife. So
Right.
I'm just saying. There's a.
I see what he's doing.
You might have cooked with that though. You might have cooked with that
Don't
though.
complain. Boy, see him.
And you
Wait,
can't.
so are you saying he's not dead for real, or he is dead for real? He just can still.
My imagination. That's what I'm saying. And how dope would it be? How dope would it be though to have such a endearing, beautiful father become a villain? Why did he become a villain, y'all? You know how creative and amazing that would be just to tell that story.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Marvel.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm just saying, Marvel. Y'all have an opportunity.
Marvel line. Yeah, no, that's crazy. I love that take, because in my mind, I just was like, I'm sorry, but I was like, okay, he must have died for not being able to control his powers and something. And in my mind, I was like, the older brother is weird with Wonder Man because he knows that his dad died saving his life from his powers like being too much. So he like, that's why he's like feels away about the powers altogether. But I like your idea so much better. Like, that's crazy.
No, but
Wow.
both could happen. I think something like that happen, and then I end up being, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe with the powers, with the cosmos, or when it happened or whatever happens, and then bam.
So we're just gonna put it out into the universe. You gotta like start going to
there,
whatever the superhero training camp or whatever is. So you can, like, be
you know, because I'm telling you right now, they will not find a better person to play Dr. Voodoo, because man,
that's a coveted role, my friend. That's a very coveted role.
Yeah.
But I love that right now we've already manifested you in season 2. Like it's
yep.
There's no the fact that they left things ambiguous with your character. I mean, there has to be more character arc with regard to that, because like she said, we still don't have at least the theatrical version of how he gets his powers. We can read the comic books, but they clearly didn't go that route. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure we manifest this in your name. Yes. Hallelujah. Yes. And put that out. A couple others real quick, and Bree, please, thank you for chiming in. I didn't mean to step.
No, you're good. You're good.
All right, so
I'm happy now.
She's happy now. All right, I got this one, and I think that this is a good one as well. So, somebody wants to know, how do your parents feel about you being an actor? Because according to them, most Haitian parents want or Caribbean parents want their parents, their kids to be doctors and lawyers only. Is there any truth?
It's not even. And again, my parents, especially my mom, she was like, "Oh, acting this year, no, this year, tout sacrifice que nous fait, this year." Like it was, and it's so funny to watch someone. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I mean, and I get it. You know, when I was younger, I didn't understand it. I just thought it was just pure, you know, you just hating on me. But at the same time, I understand you left your entire world to give us a better life. And also in a world where there's a lot of stuff that you don't understand, you know what I'm saying? Let alone the language, but also how things work. You know, art in Haiti, it exists, and it's incredible, and people do make a living off of that, but it's not easy, you know, and it's very rare. And it's at that time, especially at that time, it wasn't a lot of people, you know what I'm saying? You had Lucky Shot, you had Papapier, you had Pigram, you had you know, a couple of things out there, but it wasn't a primary thing, the industry. So it never feels like as if it was for us. So when I fell in love with it, and it was by chance, I was on the route to becoming a lawyer, like my dad. My dad was a lawyer. And so I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'll just do what he does because I love what he does. And he was also a botanist because, you know, Caribbean people could only have more than 3 jobs.
Come on, Pop.
You got to have at least 3, and it's got to be like 3 difficult ones. It's like I'm a lawyer, and then I'm going to learn about the world, like botanist and sure, I'll do 10 years of my life. Why not? And so I was like, yo, I want to be a lawyer. And then my law teacher, she's responsible, to be honest with you, to put me into this path, because she was like, hey man, because I want to do criminal law. And she was like, look, if you're going to do your opening statement, you need more stage presence. So why don't you take an acting class in the summer? just so you could, you know, be in your body and all that stuff. And I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was, you know, I was like, theater, movie theater? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, movie theaters in school? This is crazy. And then I just remember a bunch of people wearing black and being sad all the time. And I was like, this ain't for me, y'all. Like, theater kids are weird. Like,
I resent that as a theater kid.
They were all sad for no reason. I was like, why is everybody so sad? Like, this ain't real. This is pretend, y'all. This is pretend. Like, what is going on? So yeah. So like at first it was a struggle, man. And you know, my dad, being the Cliff Huxtable that he is, he was so happy that I was following his track. And, you know, when my mom be like, oh, you know, what bed you doing? You know, why are you wasting your time doing all this stuff? And he'd be like, yeah, why are you wasting your time doing all this stuff? And my mom would leave, and then he'd come up to me, he'd be like, okay, so when you're on stage, make sure you put your hand put your hand like this. It's the power of movie on stage. But you know what? Listen to your mama.
I know that's right.
I'll be like, oh man. But then eventually, you know, once I started paying some bills, that's when, you know, just like any Haitian family, you're like, you know, they'll see a pay. Oh, you bought tout comme ça? Oh my God, like they pay you this much. Okay. Now she's my biggest fan. I wouldn't be surprised if she's on the chat right now. This woman, I don't know how she finds out stuff. Money finds a way, man. She's my biggest fan now. She's telling people, sending my stuff. She was like, oh, I send it trailer to. I was like, how you sending trailer? You 80-something years old. Yes, and I send. And I'm like, wow.
I would celebrate my baby. I know that's right.
She is so ecstatic and happy for me, and my family's happy for me as well too. But at the beginning, it was tough, and I understood, because you know, when you don't know that world and you don't understand it, and you want better things for your child, man, of course you're concerned. And it was never villainized, but it was definitely heard that, you know, they were worried. You know, they were definitely, especially when I got like a scholarship to go to SMU for theater. It was a big decision, and I almost didn't go, because at that time my dad got falling real sick. He had cancer, and then it went to his bone, so it was almost a wrap. I mean, almost, it was a wrap. But and I had to make a decision, because at that time I was the breadwinner in my house, and I had to either stay or go to SMU to do, you know, how many years as I can. And I knew I had limited time, because I knew he was going to pass. So I was just like, I could either take advantage and try to get my education as much as I can, or stay here and keep working at the restaurant and, you know, provide and, you know, and see what happens there. And I remember my dad was like, nah, go. And I was like,
wow.
What? And he was like, go. And I remember him, when I knew I got his blessing, it was like that Christmas, he looked at me and he was just like, you Denzel, you Denzel. And I was like, all right. I'll take it, Dad. I'll take it. So, you know, he gave me his nod and was like, yo, you definitely do this. And then that's it. And I did. I left, came back to Miami. I did 2 years in Miami. I started a theater company. And then one day I was just like, let me press my luck. Just packed my bags and just went straight to California, you know, with some cash in my pocket, and just gave it a try. And I've been here ever since. Yeah.
That story is so beautiful. Not only do you get to share moments with your father where he kind of condones your pathway and gives you the blessing to know it's okay, you know, to try something new or try something different, not necessarily rest on the traditional doctor, lawyer, you know, politician plan. But also for you to then do it and do it successfully. And I know that there's still mountains to climb, but you're right, you ain't at the bottom of that mountain no more. So it definitely
and truly, if he didn't give me that blessing, I would have stopped. I kid you not.
Wow.
You know, he was my hero. He was literally my hero. If he would have been like, you know what, I need you here, in a heartbeat, I would have been like, all right, that's fun. Thank you very much. But the fact that he was like, nah, you got something. And I don't think he ever saw me work ever.
Oh no.
You know, which is sad. You know, he's heard me practice. He's heard me, you know, talk about it, and, you know, maybe I'll do a monologue here and there, but he just knew that it was like something that I really loved, and especially going to school for free over there. And he never, I don't think he ever got to see me perform. My mom, it took her forever. I mean, I did plays in high school. She never came. And it was until my godfather came down and they saw me in a professional show. It was Intimate Apparel. Intimate Apparel. And I was playing George. Oh, man, a Caribbean character that all the women fell in love, and then I cheated on my girl, and they hated my guts at the end. Yelling at me, "I'll kill you, George! I'll kill you!" So I remember that day when she saw me in that production and saw how many people were there and saw me perform. I just remember, and my godfather was like, "What? This is insane!" Like, he was just so happy to see me. He was like, "I don't even," like, he didn't know what to say. And I just remember her quietly just like kind of seeing how they're reacting to me, and then her kind of like, yeah, he is good.
Of course.
That's awesome. Well, your dad may never have got to see you, but you embodying him in this role in Wonder Man, I think, is full circle, and that's a beautiful way to honor his memory for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And not to mention the fact that, I mean, the more and more we talk about it, I mean, we kind of joked about it in the beginning, and I definitely don't want to make light of any family members, as we've all lost folks, especially folks that, you know, helped raise us. But the more and more you talk, the more and more Simon Williams sounds like Bechir Sylvain. Like, the more and more you, like, it literally sounds. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Have you auditioned lately and you had an anger management issue? Because I don't know, like, I can literally see it. But anyway, again, let me. I got literally 2 more questions. This was just a follow up. This was why you asked me. You just you don't have to go in too deep on this, but was Yaya's pronunciation of Mumi authentic? was that? Do you put your
remember how you said it,
stamp of approval on it or not? And be honest and go.
I don't remember how you said it though. I'm gonna say yeah. Because you know why? Oh, no, trust me, I'm a very honest dude. I don't care if you did that. I'll tell you. I will give you notes. Like I don't care. I'll be like, man, I'm sorry, Denzel, but you said this wrong, especially about my culture. Like it's my culture. You know what I'm saying? Like I love you. I love the whole day, but you know, you said mommy wrong. So you gotta, you know. I don't care. But I love you, but I will tell you straight up to your face, and you'll be like, "Did he just give Denzel a no?" Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And I'm fired now, which is fine. I got fired, but
right, I'm staying on business regardless.
But guess who said it right? When I watch it, I'm fired, and I'm in my trailer and watching it, and they're like, "Oh, but he said it right because of me." Thank you. But anyway, no. I think what was great is that they didn't push the agenda of making him speak Creole because he's Haitian American, right? That was smart of them to be authentic in a sense, because there's so many, like I said, there's so many layers of different Haitians, right? You got the Haitians that speak Creole and French and English perfectly. You have the ones that only speak English but understands Creole and understands French. You got so many levels, and I think he checks one of the boxes, which is the Haitian American that understands Creole but doesn't speak it at all. You know what I'm saying? And once in a while he'll say, maybe Mumby is the only thing that he could probably say, because when he was young, that's what he probably heard. But I'm liking the levels of it, and even like his older brother having to speak more Creole than him. They took their time, and I was like, oh wow, you guys actually care, because it would make more sense that the older brother knows more Creole than he does. You know, which is funny because for me it's opposite. I have an older brother, and we both I feel like my brother's on point as well too. I feel like my French is better, but but we might debate that because my mom always like, this is the first child, so she got to look out for him. Like, could dad speaks French too? And I'm like, all right. I don't know if he does as much as I do, but I'll take it.
Yo, look, man, look. I got
literally one that said first generation Haitian is different. I am first generation, but I speak and understand Creole. I have cousins that do not speak it out. Yeah, like there's so many levels. And what I need us to stop doing is stop hating on each other, right? Ooh. Especially nowadays, the whole Haitian still, you're not Haitian enough. Those days are done. They're dead. You can't no longer do that. Even though sometimes I make fun of my folks too, but I had to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it ain't helpful, especially now with so much negativity and so much. We're fighting. We are fighting right now, bro. And too many great things are happening right now in our culture, from the Olympics, from the World Cup, from Wonder Man, from Jurassic, you name it. It's time for us to start getting come together and really accept each other for who we are and stop poking at each other. Oh, you don't know Creole. Oh, c'est français seulement parler. Normal shit, man. Like if you got a droplet of Haitian blood, if your great auntie cousin was Haitian, nigga, you Haitian. It's that simple. We're gonna claim you. We're gonna take you in, and we're gonna love you. Period. I make fun of you a little bit, but it's all out of love.
Well, sometimes we make fun of people because we love them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's an element of love with kind of what we used to call Joan.
No, but I'm telling you, our culture is brutal. The way we make fun of each other, it hurts to the core, bro. Like, man, it's not even Wildin' Out. I was like, you can never put a Haitian on Wildin' Out, bro. Like, they will hurt your feelings. They will hurt you. Like, for real. Dude, they called me white. When I went to Boston, I got a haircut. They were like, oh, Ganon Blanc. And I was like, what? And I feel like my Creole is pretty on point. And they're like, oh, Ganon Blanc. And I was like, oh, there's no couper cheveux to do that. Ils disent, oh, les blancs veulent couper cheveux. Lui, me dit, oh my gosh, bro. Like, it hurt me. I'm like, man, I grew up there. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But then it's out of love, and but I'm telling you, they're brutal. When they come at you, bro, you're like, gosh, makes you want to not be claiming anymore because you're not doing something perfect. Or if you eat certain things, oh, manger maïs, and I'm like, whoa, I thought that was the thing. I'm sorry. Ooh.
Look, man, I hope this ain't our last time getting a chance to talk with you, man. We're gonna have to wrap things up.
Again, I profusely apologize for my time, man.
I think you made up for it by having superpowers and by telling us exactly what "o" means and whether you say it, you learn it. Like I said, I really wish we had another hour or so. Unfortunately, time's got to get cut short because it's Valentine's and some of us got obligations and silly stuff like that. But I do want to at least get this last question out from our chat, which I thought was a good question, especially with you, in my opinion, right now, kind of leading the Haitian role. Like you're a leader amongst your culture, whether you want to be or not. You are right now, and that means with leadership comes responsibility. So one of these things is with you now having these roles and being able to depict, Haitians in a more authentic light. Our good friend, my man Anthony, wants to know, what advice would you give to a young Haitian or Caribbean actor who sees you and feels inspired? What advice would you have to give to them, my good friend?
I would say, first of all, I'm like very honored to be that because I my whole life I've been waiting to be inspired and see myself or someone like me to be able to be like, there it is. It is possible.
Yeah.
So number one, I would say know that it's possible no matter what. You have to know that it's possible. You can't, especially growing up as a Caribbean, whatever Caribbean, it doesn't matter what Caribbean, Haitian, Jamaican, you name it. It is possible, and you have to tell your own story, especially now. That you can't make excuses because either you don't have the money or you don't think these people are going to be interested in your story. allow this inspiration or to allow this vision of seeing us up there be a factual thing, that it's a fact that your story is viable, it brings value to the world, and that it is important. And then study the craft, study and get good, get so good that it's undeniable. I don't think, like I said, I'm an athlete, and also I really study the craft, and I don't think I'm where I'm at by chance. I work hard. I work extremely, extremely hard, and I think everybody else should do the same. Those times, even though we have technology that could make it easier for us, don't fall for the okie doke and try to find shortcuts. Learn it all. Learn the easy way and the hard way. So if the easy way breaks down, you still have something to stand on. Don't take shortcuts and do it right. And just do it right. Make your Caribbean ancestors proud by showing your work ethic and the way that you do things. And I guarantee 100% you will reach the level that you need to reach. That's a fact. I'm proof. That's all I can say about that.
Oh, that is awesome. As my whole system breaks down right at the end of the show. I remember I was talking about my wow, what a finale we have. Can y'all hear me okay? It's like,
yeah, we
can hear you.
His Wonder Man powers just kicked in. He knocked my internet
Yep.
off in California.
Exactly what it is.
Look, man, thank you for that inspirational answer. Thank you so much for pulling up. We knew you was coming on Haitian time, so we ain't tripping, So next time, it's all to the good. Merci beaucoup to you, my good friend. Definitely pulling up. Much, much love to you, and continued success, my friend, as you start to navigate yourself and gain and start to cement your own galaxy amongst the stars in this journey to getting to the top of this mountain, of which we will be right here cheering you on and supporting you and imitating your Haitian accent behind you.
One thing I will say, man, the way you could really help a person like myself or any other Caribbean artist, man, follow us, man. Talk about us when you are excited about something. Those things help. You guys putting comments on Marvel and saying, "Hey, we love this guy. We want to see more of him," because we live in a world where influence is key, and if they see that you guys really enjoy me and my performance and everything like that, they'll keep you around. Because I'm still the new kid around the block. You know what I'm saying? Even though I've been there for a while, overnight success doesn't come easy. It takes 20 years, what they say, 20 years before you become an overnight success. But it helps when you have fans, when you have people that have your back and that love your work and that push you up. So please, any Caribbean folks out there, or anybody that you really think deserve that kind of love, follow them, follow their story, go to their Instagram, show them some love, and then show the shows that they are in love as well too, by saying, "Hey, we love this guy, we want to see more."
Period. Absolutely.
Oh, you go.
And shout out to you as I get things back together, and while I'm listening to that inspirational message, we will definitely be shooting our suggestions to the Marvel folks about Voodoo Man. And I don't know, I'm kind of interested in seeing a Haitian Bill Cosby reenactment. Like, what's going on? With you, my friend. We can't thank you enough, Mr. Bechir. I'm probably saying the name all wrong.
No, you're saying it right. You're actually saying it right.
Bechir Sylvain.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, sir.
Almost Haitian.
Yes,
well, just give me a trick. And we will continue to follow, like I said, your journey. Thank you so much for giving us some time. Don't be a stranger. You have a home here if you ever want to get some word out or promote something, obviously. But we just sincerely love all that you've done, what you represent, and even what you have yet to do. We already love it, homeboy. So appreciate you. And that's going to wrap it up for us, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get on up out of here. We're going to say goodbye to Mr. Bechir and merci beaucoup to him and his whole family. including his mummy. All right. They're gonna find me. All right.
We need to cast you. We need to cast you real quick.
Hey, I need to fly on in to Thailand. Let me stop. As we always say, don't go nowhere. As we always say, guys, make sure you be your. Oh, and one time, thanks for our good homie Bree for pulling up as well. Follow the Pink Riot, if you will. Ahora mismo, right now. Pink Riot is there. Get your books and get your knowledge and get your entertainment from Pink Riot, especially on Thursday nights, every single Thursday night. But for y'all, make sure y'all be your authentic selves. Thanks for hanging with us. I know we went a little long today. I appreciate y'all that was here from start to finish. But as we always say, be your authentic self, because if you ain't being yourself, guess what? You being fake, and there's no honor in that. And if you a geek, just like our homeboy Bechir is from Marvel, you know he is now. He may deny it, but we know it, bibbity boobity. Go ahead and let that geek flag fly. Deuces.
The new Blurred Order is one of my favorite places to visit. I hope you'll join us next time.